Hey everybody out there, and today for you guys we're going to be doing a deck profile of a deck that I have been waiting to profile for you guys. It's going to be a pretty fun deck. It's not a meta deck by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a fun deck to play and a very nostalgic deck. And that is Gaia the Fierce Knight deck. Or you could call it, guys, Gaia the Dragon Champion deck. Yes, I'm being a little bit epic here, whatever. Yeah, this is Gaia the Dragon Champion deck. This is a fun freaking deck to play. It uses the fusions that came out a couple years ago and just new age stuff to try to make this deck somewhat viable. It is not a meta deck, but it's such a freaking fun deck to play with Gaia the Dragon Champion. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So first off, we run Gaia the Dragon Champion. I decided I wanted to run one of the alternate artwork because I really like this alternate artwork. But we run 3 Gaia the Dragon Champion. This is going to be one of your main guys to help go for your fusion plays. So he can either help you go for the OG, literally the OG Gaia the Dragon Champion, or he can help you go for the sort of young G Sky Galloping Gaia the Dragon Champion. So he can help you go for either or of these. In addition to that, if you have 2 of them on the field, you can go for a level 7 play. You can go into things like Big Eye or Sky Galloping Champion. It's up to you. But mainly you're going to use him to help go for your fusion play. The other fusion play you can help use him for, technically, is also the first of the dragons, because this just requires 2 normal monsters and it can be a pretty good card on its own. But these are the main fusion. He's mainly going to be used as fusion material for your deck for your fusion plays. Next, we run a bunch of Curse of Dragons. We run 3 Curse of Dragon Darkfire, which pretty much just destroys field spells. He kind of does what he did in the anime episode against Weevil. He just destroys field spells, pretty much. In addition to that, we also run 2 Curse of Dragon. Now, you may say, why are you running Curse of Dragon in addition to, this card right here? Well, the reason for that is because there's a searcher for vanilla monsters that you guys may remember if you played Quirparts. I can never pronounce them properly. Back in the day, you know this card. It searches vanilla monsters that are big, and that is summoning art. So say you already have this in hand, right? Well, you can't search this out, but if you have summoning art, you can search out the Curse of Dragon to go for that type of play there. While this is a better card and this is going to be more integral, in addition to that, this can actually be tributed out through Storm Forth. So you run Storm Forth in deck, so you could Storm Forth an opponent's monster and go into a Curse of Dragon. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of weird. But this is mainly going to be there to help go for your level 5 Exceed plays. In addition to that, it can help you go for Sky Galloping Gaia, or it can help you go for the OG Gaia, or it can help you go for First of the Dragons as well. So, yeah. But that's the reason I wanted to run this, is because this can be searchable, this cannot be, but this is still decent and still good. So, yeah. You could run 2 and 2, but that's up to you to decide. Me personally, after playtesting, I like 3 and 2 because you do run, for the different fusion plays you're doing, in addition to that, you're also going to be using Storm Forth with this card a lot, so you want to have it in hand as well. So, yeah. Those are all the Gaia Curse of Dragon cards. That's just so cool. The last Gaia card we run is Lord Gaia the Fierce Knight, which came out of the movie pack and is pretty dang good, actually. Like, this card is actually pretty good. If you guys don't know what it does, I'm going to read it to you because nobody knows what this does unless you've actually read it, like when it first came out. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's kind of like Cyber Dragon, which is cool. Once per turn, if a monster with once per turn, if a monsters with attack higher than this card is special summoned to your opponent's field, except doing the damage step, you can make this card gain 700 attack until the end of the turn. So 700, it'll become a 3,000 attack monster that is special summoned. Not bad. Helps you go for link plays too if you need to. So yeah. Next we run Chaos, Envoy of Chaos. And you may say, why the heck are you running this card in the deck? Isn't this for Blackluster Soldier? Alas, my friends, it's not just for Blackluster Soldier. I thought so too, until I read the dang card. So what this card states is, during either player's battle phase, discard this card, then target one Blackluster Soldier monster or Gaia the Fierce Knight. Yeah, Gaia the Fierce Knight monster you control, it gains 1,500 attack. Gaia the Fierce Knight has its own Honest. I ask you, did you know that before you watched this video? I didn't before until I started building the deck. If you've built this deck and played this deck before, then yes, you probably knew that. But you know what I'm trying to say. I didn't know it had that card effect. And when I read it, I was like, Nani? I didn't know this. So that was so cool to find out. It had indirect support recently. Well, not recently, but like a couple years ago. Next, we run 3 Summoning Art. This helps search out your Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon vanilla monster. So you can go for your different fusion plays and do different things. Definitely essential of the deck. It's pretty much Rhoda for you. Next we run, and I'm so glad I hollowed these babies out. They look so beautiful. But yeah, if you can't tell, yeah, I hollowed these puppies out. Oh yeah. Spiral Spear Strike. Just like in the anime, right? What does this do though? I have to read these cards because probably none of you guys know what they do unless you've read them before. When Gaia the Fierce Knight, Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, or Gaia the Dragon Champion on your side of the field attacks a defense position monster, if the attack of that card is higher than the defense of the defense position monster, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent's life points. If Gaia the Dragon Champion inflicts battle damage with this effect, draw 2 cards from your deck and discard one of them. So pretty much it becomes a pseudo-graceful charity if you do damage. Now, I need to look up the problem-solving card text because I don't know if this thing's been errated since the original one, which I've had these for years. So, yeah, I have to look that up. But this card is definitely essential. You could run it as a 2 of or 3 of, but it is searchable by going into the modern age Gaia, the Dragon Champion. Next, we run 3 Fusion Recycling Plant and 1 Terraforming. Like I said, one of your main plays for the deck is going to be going for the fusion plays. You are going to be able to go for some other plays as in addition to that, but mainly you're going to go for the fusion plays. And for that reason, you want to get to your polymerization cards. And this helps you recycle your stuff to go for multiple fusions as well. And you also can search it out through this. So, yep. Next we run 3 Polymerization. It's very essential to the deck and how it functions to help go for your basic fusion plays in the deck, which we've talked about. Next we run 2 Storm Forth. You could run 3 of, but I just want 2 of because 3 I found got kind of bricky. But this card's so broken in the deck, like you have no idea. Like, oh, you got that big unbeatable monster. Hey, I'm going to tribute it to bring out Curse of Dragon. Yeah. Put some salt on that wound, right? Next we run 3 Call by the Grave because you want to protect yourself from any hand traps that are happening out there, because you do not want to get hand trapped with this deck at all. Next we run Upstart Goblin and Reinforcement of the Army as well as Monster Reborn. Draw power, search power, Monster Reborn. This helps search out your Chaos form. Not your Chaos form, your little Chaos Honest guy. Next we run 3 Call by the Haunted. You run 3 Call by the Haunted in this deck because this allows you to reuse your fusion materials, help go for another fusion play, help use them as beaters. The list goes on and on of how important this card is to the deck. Next up we run 2 Fusion Recoveries. This card's very essential to help go for your main fusion plays, guys. Like, yeah, pretty straightforward there. Very essential. No, you don't need to run 3 of it, but 2 of it's good. And that's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards. It should be, unless I've miscounted. Next we got my Field Center and Yugi, because we're running a Yugi deck. One of his sub-decks, I guess you could say. So let's get into the fusions. We run 2 OG Gaia because you can reveal, I think it's Fusion Recovery if I remember correctly. yeah, you can review Fusion Recovery to add things back. So I run 2 of it for that reason. Next, I run 2 of the Modern Age Gaia, which is essential as a 2 of in the deck. And we also run First the Dragons, which is a good fusion as well. Next up, I run for some level 5 Exceed plays. We run Zenmighty, Wind Up Arsenal Zenmighty, this guy, got Vocosaurus, and then we also run a level 7 Big Eye. In addition to that, because this is a Gaia deck and you can make it, we do run Gaia the Dragon Thunder Charger. Yeah. This is a Gaia deck, guys. Triple Burst Dragon, Cerberus, Phoenix, Nightmare, and guess what? Yeah, we run Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow. And then we also run this guy too. Borrowload Savage Dragon. Yeah, we had to run this. Like, you running Gaias in the extra deck all around. Exceed Gaia, Fusion Gaia, Link Gaia. You're not going to run the Synchro because we don't run tuners, but hey, you got to. You got the space, and you will make them. Like this guy, you'll make a lot in certain situations. But yeah, that is the extra deck, guys. I hope you all really enjoyed this deck. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to go for fusion plays. You're going to go for exceed plays. You're going to go for link plays. And you're just going to freaking play, you know, Gaia monsters. Like, that's what you're going to do. You're just going to have some fun and play this deck. And it's a heck of a time. I will agree, say that, but it's such a fun deck to play, guys. Like, I can't wait for you guys to try it out. Like I said, it's not a meta deck, it's a fun deck, but I've enjoyed building this deck and playing the deck. There's really not a lot of different builds out there, so you have to find a template, and I tweaked it a little bit, and I had a lot of fun building it and play testing it. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoy this deck profile, and until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Take care, everybody.